So I'm boiling a little bit of water right now in this small little saucepan. This water represents surface water. Water stored in a lot of places on our planet. We've got water in lakes, we've got water underground, we've got water in plants, in their leaves and in their roots and in their trunks. We've got water in glaciers, but 90% of our water is in our oceans. And most of that ocean water has the surface exposed somewhere at the very top. Any kind of surface that's exposed is exposed to the sun, and the sun carries with it some heat. So this boiling water is not being exposed to the sun, it's inside, I'm inside, but the heat is similarly going to be represented this time by the flame. As the water gets heated, you can see that some bubbles are starting to form in it, and it's starting to rise. The same thing happens with the surface and water on our planet. It starts to get a little bit of bubbles in it. And that's because the water is getting energy from the sun, and the energy allows the particles of water to move a little bit more. They want to move so much that they actually can jump right out of the pan. And when that happens, a water turns from a liquid to a gas. We call that evaporation. As the sun heats up this water, or in this case the flame, the water gets more and more energy from the sun. Energy causes particles of anything to move more. The more energy it has, the more it can jump up. Less energy it has, the less it can jump. You can see this movement taking place in the little bubbles that are in there. They haven't jumped up out of the pan yet, but eventually they'll have so much energy they'll turn from a liquid, which is held down by gravity, to a gas, which can resist gravity and float up, and away. The less energy something has, the more solid it becomes, because the particles can't even flow the way a liquid does. They just are stuck in place, which is where you get ice, like these ice cubes here. These particles are so cold, they have so little energy that they can't go anywhere. Now at this point, our water has started boiling, and the bubbles are starting to create a little bit of steam rising up. But it's easier to see the steam if I cover this lid. You can see the lid that's on this is already starting to get these little liquids on it, and I don't want this to boil over, so I'm going to turn down the heat a little bit. We can think of the liquid that's forming on this pan almost like the clouds in the sky. The liquid is because the pan lid is actually cold compared to the pan that's underneath it. And as the gases rise up, they touch that cold lid and they turn directly back into a liquid again. I can show this even more if I add an ice cube to the situation. Let's go ahead and throw an ice cube on top of this lid and see what happens. Not only is that ice cube melting, but the area underneath the ice cube is condensing a lot faster with more liquid falling down. As this liquid condenses on the lid of that pan, it falls back down, and we call that precipitation. So the three stages that we're seeing here are the evaporation, which is the steam coming out, the condensation, where that steam turns back into a liquid, and the precipitation, where that liquid falls back down because it lost its energy and gravity takes over again.